Hello, I'm Eric Folks, and today we're going to talk about creating an assessment in Eduforia Aware that is designed for students to take online. First thing we'll do is go into Aware, go to the Manage tab. Remember, the Manage tab is where we create tests so that other teachers can share those tests with us. If I wanted to create a test just for me, I would go into the Test tab, click Administer Tests, create a test. I'm going to keep it simple and go with a quick test key. Takes a little bit of time while the test is built. I'm going to title it, assign a grade level, start date, make sure it's at least today. End date, typically you want to put the end date about 2 weeks after the day the test is to be taken, just to take into consideration absent students, makeup work, all that kind of good stuff. You just do that by clicking on the date. I'm going to make it a district assessment. Actually, I'm going to make it a campus assessment since I'm in as a teacher. After I click next, it takes a minute to update it. Associate a particular course with the test. I'm going to keep it simple with just 3 test questions. I'm going to go with 4 responses. Put in my answer key. Okay, my test's been created. I'm going to make sure I click finish down on the bottom right. Okay, so up until this point, everything that I've done to create this online assessment is just like a regular assessment. To make an online assessment, I need to go into administration, allow online testing. Notice I'm waiting for it to reload now that I've made a change. I'm going to click Allow Teachers to enable online testing. Wait for it to reload. Okay. Allow online testing, allow teachers to enable. Here's my testing path. That'll be important here in a minute. Next I'm going to go to Students, Students and Selected Courses. Normally you want to default to Selected Courses or Homeroom Advisor Teachers. Courses is going to be best, but Homeroom Advisor Teacher allows you to pick one teacher at a time. If you do Selected Teachers, only the teachers are going to be able to print answer sheets if they were to do a hard copy of it. I'm going to go with Science 8, click Save. I'm going to go into the questions, and I'm going to add standards for the questions. If I hold the mouse over the question and click on a little pencil for Edit this question, this will pop up. This is where I could make adjustments to the answers if I wanted to, but remember a quick test key is assuming that you're already giving them a hard copy of the test. You don't need to put anything in here if they've already got a copy of the test with the questions and the answers, but we do need to associate standards. So I'm going to pick the standard associated with this question, and then I'm going to click Select Standard. Now you can see the standard there. Click Finished. Maybe give it a minute to load, and we should see that standard associated with that question. There it is. And also the answer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the others. Notice it's set to alternate between A, B, C, D and F, G, H, I, whatever the case may be. If I don't want it to alternate, I can just click this button and it defaults to A, B, C, D for all of them. Okay, I've made changes to the test, specifically added standards, so I'm going to click Save. Okay, very important step. Go back into administration. Still not giving us the ability to start the test, and that's because we need to make the test active. And save it. Okay, at this point we've done everything we need to in order to get the test online. However, we're in the Manage tab and creating the test, so in order to actually give the test, we're going to have to go into Analyze. But just in case I need this URL, I'm going to go ahead and copy it to the clipboard. Go into Analyze. Click on my test available. Here's my online test to erase. Pick period 1. Start online testing. And here's my URL again in case I need that. I'm going to click Start and open up a new window, and I'm going to paste that URL in. And now we are at the point where students would actually put in their ID number and password. Well, they know their ID number. The default password for all campuses is Badger. So I'm going to go into one of my students here. Actually, I think it was period 1. that I can pull in an ID number. And now we're just testing it out as a student. I'm putting in the password Badger. And here's my online test. So I click on the test, click Next, put in my answers. Well, looks like it's not giving me the next down here. That could be because I'm on Google Chrome, a different internet browser, so not a problem. I'm going to copy that URL again. Go into Internet Explorer, paste it in there. I need that student ID number again. Close this one out. Okay, back in Internet Explorer. Let's see how the format looks now. Okay, if I like Internet Explorer a little bit more, you can see the next button down here. So I put in my answer as a student, I click Next, put in my next answer, click Next, put in my last answer, and click Score Test. And so it has submitted my test. And so now, as a teacher, I'm going to go back into Eduphoria, click Analyze, I believe it's Period 1, Campus Assessment, Science. Here's Online Test to Erase. I've just got one student so far that has taken the test. So we've just got student scores as the default here, but let's see if our standards came in as objectives. Okay, looks like he didn't do very well. Let's double click on the student himself in order to see the tests and the scores. And here are the actual responses. So if I was to do this again, I'd probably at least pick a couple answers to make it correct so that you can see that the percent correct would be accurate. But you can see our correct answer in the brackets and the answer that we put in front of it. And that's it. If you have any questions, please contact me. This is Eric Folks, and we have just created an online test through Eduphoria Aware.